Historic leadoff homer, grand slam, 5 bombs. Yeah, last night was different. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I am your host, Booney. One name, all passion, zero sugarcoating. I've been riding with this franchise since Ricky terrorized the base pass and the Bash brothers made pitchers wish they had taken up accounting. This isn't just a podcast. It's a no BS clubhouse for A's fans who are still passionate, still care, even when the national media pretends we don't exist. Last night, the A's just dropped a 10 spot on the Braves in Sacramento. And if you think we are not going to talk about Lawrence Butler's inside the park madness and Nick Kurtz grand slam coming out party, you're in the wrong place. We cover it all. Vegas, Sacramento, wherever the green and gold takes the field. And we do it loud, loyal, and unfiltered. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Let's go. Last night at Sutter Health Park, the A's stomped the Braves 10-1, and I mean stomp. From the first pitch in the first inning, this was more like a barn burner than a baseball game. The A's have had these types of wins before, and every time we feel like we are turning the corner, we flop the next night. But did last night feel different? And can the A's build some momentum from last night's win? We will talk about that a little bit later. Big scare early in last night's game. All-star shortstop Jacob Wilson, first pitch he saw was drilled in the left wrist in the first inning and had to leave the field. Let's unpack what happened, how bad it really is, and how long Wilson may be sidelined. We'll get to that in a few minutes. First, the A's exploded early on offense against the Braves in Sacramento, opened a commanding 5-0 lead through a historic inside the park homer by Lawrence Butler. I'll get to the history about that in a minute. Followed by homers by Rooker and Muncy, all in the first inning. Butler then homered again in the third, and Nick Kurtz delivered a career-first grand slam. Bullpen was good. We had a big enough lead. Wasn't much stress on them, but they still were good. And it culminated a 10-1 victory. The powerhouse performance featured standout moments. Like I talked about, Butler's rare inside the park leadoff shot. If you were on late night last night, someone said it was the first ever leadoff home run of a game that was inside the park. That's incorrect. Like a lot of things were incorrect last night on late night is why we are kind of doing it again. 1943 was the June 25th, 1943. Elmer Vallo for the A's, Philly A's, is the last time an A's player had an inside the park home run to start the game. So that has happened before. It's been, 82 years. Kurtz's grand slam. Springs was awesome. Sterner and Alvarado were good out of the bullpen. Again, not the biggest stress type innings, but they were still very, very good. This episode celebrates those highlights while setting us up for tonight's showdown. Let's unpack every moment, give you all the angles and emotion, the stats, and a little sarcasm on how impactful this is for the A's. Right off the bat, right? Boom. Bottom of the first, Butler standing in. He pokes a fly in the right center. The ball ricochets off the wall, and he's rounding second, third, heading home. Like I said, first leadoff home run, first leadoff inside the park home run by an A's player since 1943. June 25th, 1943. Elmer Vallo of the Philly A's. The Braves look shell-shocked, but right after that historic moment, Jacob Wilson gets nailed by a pitch right after and leaves with a wrist contusion. And we'll cover a little bit more into Wilson's injury in the next segment. But before anyone processes that, pinch runner Max Schumann's in and Brent Rooker. God, he's been good. All-star Brent Rooker, 2-run bomb and the left field seats. And this is looking reminiscent of last year, last July. Another 2-run shot by Max Muncy. 5 runs before the scoreboard guy even scratched the number. Talk about setting the tone. Second inning, Denzel Clark. Denzel Clark has been hitting, man. He was 4 for 10 in his series against the Giants. Leads off last night, right off the bat, and places a ball. He looked like Jacob Wilson in that first at bat. How he hit that 3-4 hole. Just a good, solid approach. Went the other way, ground ball, got himself on base. Bases loaded. The Braves pull Fuentes, and in comes Jesse Chavez, and boom, Kurtz. Grand salami, his first career. That's 7 runs in 2 innings. Butler walked. Kurtz scored. Butler stepped up in the third. Solo shot to center. 10 runs. 5 total home runs. 2 by Butler. 1 each from Rooker, Muncy, Kurtz. The Braves, crickets. Eli White, great. Hey, take your solo home run. Hey, have a blast, Eli. Good for you. But by then, the outcome was sealed, man. Springs dominated on the mound, 6 innings. He allowed just 1 run, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. His ERA is finally below 4. What do you guys got? Semboy, great game last night, 100%, bud. 100%. It's inside the park. Yep, 82 years since, talked about that a little bit earlier. Since, what did I just say? 43. Elmer Vallo, June 25th, 1943. Everybody was good last night. Springs, first time all year. Well, excuse me, in a very, very long time. I think after his second start. ERA below 4. 3.92 to be exact. He has been phenomenal in his last several starts. He's finally the guy we thought he would be. Sterner comes in. He throws 2 hitless innings. Alvarado has a clean 9th inning. Efficient, composed. It was awesome last night, man. Shut him down. Again, we have to take it for a grain of salt. It's not like those innings where the bullpen came in at were exactly high stress. Muncy's bat is looking good. Still worried about Tyler. Pitching is getting better at Sutter Health Park. They have cut down on those blowouts. Yeah, I love Muncy stepped up big time for sure. D3500. I talked about it a little bit last night on late night post game, which I got rid of. It was just a bad deal. I mean, my mic was muted for a while. I couldn't get 2 words out without stuttering. Everybody who watched, not a whole lot, whoever was watching, the takes were terrible. Everyone's lineup and ideas was bad. I was bad. We were all bad last night. So we're doing it over today. Unfortunately, we are going to lose the next 2 games. Always happens when we score a lot of runs. Yeah, Nick, I mean, yeah, that's the whole thing. This is not the first time. We are on the season. Here's an interesting stat. On the season, in game 1 of series, in the first game of series, the A's are 14-16. In the last game of the series, our record is 10-19. Interesting, huh? 10-19 on the last game of the series versus 14-16 on the first game of the series. It's always been mental. I agree with you. I agree with Soderstrom takes. He looks frustrated for weeks now. Yeah, he has, man. He's 23 years old at the same time, guys, right? He had a huge explosion. he's kind of more going back to the numbers he had last year. Am I surprised? Yes. Going into the year, in the offseason, right? I went in and I said my two big concerns for this year's team, one of many bad predictions, but I may have had something kind of right on Soderstrom. Was my two concerns this year was Jacob Wilson and Tyler Soderstrom. I was really wrong at the beginning of the season, but yeah. I predict Geloff gets a hit tonight. I sure hope so, Nick. I sure hope so. When I come back, let's talk a little bit about Jacob Wilson, his injury. I want to talk a little bit about Zach Geloff as well, like you talked about, Nick, and his hit and where he's going. Up next. You know what happens when you miss the moment? You fall behind fast. Just ask the Braves, who blinked and watched Lawrence Butler circle the bases like a human missile. That's what it feels like when you miss a call from a customer. It's gone, and they have already moved on to the competition. That's why I use Open Phone. It's not just a phone system. It's your starting lineup for communication. You get one powerful app on your phone or computer that handles everything. Text, calls, voicemails, all in one place. No more juggling two phones. No more misleads. And the best part, your whole team can jump in and handle customer questions from a shared number, like a bullpen with no weak links. Open Phone even has an AI agent that answers after-hour calls, fields basic questions, and never lets a customer fall through the cracks, which is more than I can say for the Braves pitching staff last night. Locked On A's listeners get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. That's OPENPHONE.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you are switching from another provider, they will even port your number over for free. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers, just wins. Semboy, I hope Jay Willie is okay. So here's what I got on Jay Willie. First, let's touch on what happened. I'm sure all of you know by now. If you don't, first pitch Wilson saw last night, 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Brave starter Didier Fuentes, right? Ball caught him on the left wrist hand and immediately dropped to one knee. He lingered at the plate for a few moments, then was helped into the dugout, straight to the training room. A's manager Mark Kotsay confirmed X-rays showed no fracture. Huge. Wilson avoid any broken bones. Officially diagnosed with a left-hand wrist contusion. What is a left-hand wrist contusion? Basically, a serious bruise. Kotsay labeled him as day-to-day, hoping Wilson could be evaluated today, right? How bad is a wrist contusion? Is painful? Yes. Immobilizing? Also yes. But not season ending. Not anything that's going to keep him on the IL. Likely he'll sit out a couple games, let the swelling go down, and the pain subside, right? Jeffrey Springs noted, hopefully in a couple days, quote unquote, he'll be back out there. That's good news. Wilson has already battled injuries this year. Sidelined recently with a right hamstring soreness, though it was precautionary and short-lived. In 2024, same thing. He missed over a month with straining his left hamstring. The A's have been overly cautious with Wilson. They have kept him out even when he could play, which I'm okay with. The plan, treat, rest, and reevaluate today. Possible return could be as soon as, best case scenario, as soon as tomorrow. Game 3 of the series. Assuming the swelling eases, pain is manageable. That's best case. Best case, he misses today. He misses possibly tomorrow. Worst case, he misses today, tomorrow, and the Toronto series. That's fine. That lingering soreness, man, requires a little bit extra caution, right? So it's big. So it's not it's not terrible. It could have been a lot worse. I thought for sure with his reaction, it was a break. So no break. Honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, that's it. His season's done. That's what was going through my head. RD Mas, how are you, buddy? The ballpark only messes with Severino. Everyone else can pitch. We've gotten better. That's for sure, right? I wouldn't go. Jacob Lopez has pitched great on the road. At home, he's been awesome. Jeffrey Springs, he's pitched great on the road. At home, he's been awesome. You know what you're getting from Mitch Spence? Mitch Spence is never going to take a pitch off. Love Mitch Spence for that. JP Sears has pitched better. But as far as the whole year, no. We've statistically wise, the whole pitching staff, bullpen starters has been awful at Sutter Health Park. But with that being said, recently, yeah, it's only Severino for sure. So, Jesus, happy Wednesday to you, buddy. A's, Braves are mirror images of each other this year. Talent wins, underachieving. Little different, right? As far as underachieving, I would say yes. I think the Braves are more underachieving than the A's. But you also got to remember the Braves are more of a veteran team. They got some vets on that team. They got some contracts on that team. A's are younger, developing from within, etc. So, yes, as far as underachieving, no, as far as how the team has been designed. Again, and these are the Braves have some bad luck too. Chris Sale out for the year. Schwellenbach, I believe, is their other guy out for the year. Is it Schwellenbach? Yeah, he's done. No, I think he's still going to be back for the All-Star game, Jesus. I think, personally, my opinion, he'll either be back game 1 or game 2 of the Toronto series. I think he'll get a couple games in there. It's a wrist contusion. Again, everything depends on how he reacts today, how the swelling goes down, etc. Yeah, I hope he doesn't miss the All-Star game either, Sam. I don't think he will, man. I don't think he will. I think he'll be okay. I do want to get to Zach Geloff a little bit, right? Zach Geloff's first time back. He's been struggling. Last night on the game, what was Geloff last night? Was he 0 for 4? 0 for 4 last night, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Agreed. Last night felt different. I predict Geloff strikes out tonight. So right now, Geloff on the season, and again, I'm just going by memory. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got him at 0 for 4 last night, which would make him on the season 0 for 14. Here's the deal. I wouldn't go too far as a bust, Jesus. He's that, and that's what I'm going to kind of get at with Geloff. Right now, with regard to Zach Geloff, we still remember the Zach Geloff from 2023. And that's the Zach Geloff we need. We haven't seen that Zach Geloff in a very, very long time. 2024 was an awful year for Zach Geloff. He led the American League in strikeouts for a guy who only hit 17 homers. He's unbelievable defensively, okay? In my opinion, the top 3 defensive players we have in the whole organization is Denzel Clark, who I think is the best defensive player in all of baseball. I think Denzel Clark is platinum glove good. Yeah, 0 for 14. Okay, so I had that right. I'm rooting for him too. And I think second to Denzel Clark as far as is Zach Geloff. Zach Geloff's an unbelievable defensive second baseman. But he hasn't hit in a long time, guys. 2024, like I just talked about, was bad. His spring training this year, before he got hurt, he played most of the spring training. He wasn't great. His rehab assignments in Vegas, he's had 2 of them. He hasn't been good. This is what I think is going to happen with the A's infield. And it's exciting in one sense. What I like about the A's infield right now, when you look at it, I got Nick Kurtz done. He is etched in concrete first baseman. The other guy I got etched in is Jacob Wilson. And the third guy I got etched in is Max Muncy. Max Muncy's been unbelievable. I didn't think Max Muncy was going to be this good this fast. He's been really, really, really good. The question with Muncy is, where is he going to play? I tell you what I think is going to happen. I think those three positions are going to be etched in stone, and those are going to be your starting infield for a very, very long time. The last position is going to be between Brett Harris, who I'm still high on, and Zach Geloff. I'm talking about the future now, right? I hope I hope Harris does get brought up sometime this year. But I was talking about the top three defensive players in the organization. It's Denzel Clark, Zach Geloff, and Brett Harris. Brett Harris is unreal defensively, Chapman-esque. Both Geloff and Harris's issue is the bat. If Geloff figures out his bat, it's going to be Geloff at second and Muncy at third. If Harris comes up and becomes what he is currently in Vegas, it's going to be Harris at third, Muncy at second. That's what I think is going to happen. Again, I don't know. That PCL thing, it's hard to really determine what hitters are going to do. We saw Seth Brown go down there and absolutely just tear it up, hitting 500. He comes back up here. He can't hit a lick. JJ Bleday's killing it up there. He comes back down here. He can't hit a lick. I don't know what to make of it, but Shea Langoliers, made Vegas look like an adult softball league. He was hitting 5-something, I believe. Yes, Jesus. I thought you say Harris had great bat, but that hasn't been his thing, right? He was drafted as a defensive player. He was the 2-time WCC Defensive Player of the Year from Gonzaga. He struggled last year with the bat when he got brought up, but this year in Vegas, yeah, he's been hitting. He's been hitting really good, and that's why I'm really high on Harris. I just don't know what to make of the PCL. What about Tommy White? Tommy White is in high A right now. Lansing, getting better, Nick. He's getting a lot better. 280. Let me give you his numbers, actually. I just have them up. I just was looking at Tommy White. I've seen him play. Tommy White, 276, 10 bombs, 31 RBIs. Here's the key, only 28 Ks. That was a big deal for him. Defensively, he's not good, Nick. He's not good defensively. He's gotten better hitting-wise, but right now, it's night and day between, he's not ready. He's still a good 2-3 years away, Nick, in order for him to come up. When I come back, let's talk about last night's game. G-Dub said, hey, last night felt different. I predict Geloff strikes out. Yeah, I think last night felt different, but every time we think this, we lay an egg. Was last night different, guys? Can we put together a run? Let's talk about that. Up next. Summer's heating up, and the A's just turned Sutter Health Park into a launch site. If you're watching games like this and thinking, man, this would be even more fun if I had something riding on it, then it's time to jump on FanDuel, the #1 sportsbook in America. You have already locked into the action. Why not crank the tension up a notch? With FanDuel, you can throw down a same-game parlay on Butler going deep, Kurtz driving in runs, and the A's lighting up the scoreboard. And when that bet cashes in the second inning, that's the kind of early lead we all want. I've been using FanDuel to track matchups and toss in quick hit wagers that make every inning feel like October. It's fast, it's easy to use, and the payouts come quicker than a Rooker fastball to left field. So if you are looking to spice your baseball nights or take that Braves L personally, FanDuel's got you covered. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Did last night's game feel a little bit different to you guys? I mean, I've had that feeling a lot. So my initial answer is going to be yes. Clark can hit 250, 260. If he can hit 250, 260, yeah. Jesus, I think Wilson's a prototype 2-hitter. I don't think you move Wilson out of that 2 spot. I like Wilson in the 2 spot. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people lead Wilson off. Wilson doesn't walk enough for a leadoff guy. And it's not that. Wilson, listen, bottom line is Wilson can hit anywhere in the order, 1 through 9. And he'll be effective. I think the perfect spot for him is 2. Geloff is not the future at second base. Yeah, Vegas. I understand where you're coming from. I'm hoping he is. He came up with these young guys. He's part of this crew. He brings a lot with regard to clubhouse and chemistry. But if he can't hit, man, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. If you had to choose who gets traded, Urshela's not. Who wants Urshela? Who wants Urshela? Urias will get traded. Urias has had a good year, man. Urias has had a very, very good year. I think Urias will get dealt before the deadline. I think we'll get like somebody's like 25th ranked prospect, something like that. I think we'll get a low end prospect out of the deal. Urias will get dealt. I think Urshela may get waived. And guys, Nick, has Urshela even hit the ball to the warning track this year? I don't even remember him hitting the ball to the warning track. And speaking of Vegas and how people have been hitting out there, Urshela even tore it up in Vegas. So I'm really happy to see Clark hitting plus 200 with some pop. Yeah, 100%, man. Gravity. Clark, and lately he's hitting well above that. You got to remember what the slow start Clark got off to. As of late, he's been unbelievable. Now, Gravity, are you off that Dane Myers kick from last night? Hey, Grav was I love you, Grav, but you're talking about Dane Myers like he's an all-star. Hey, listen, I was off too. Muncy is definitely fishing a lot. Vegas, yeah, you're right. He is fishing a lot, but a lot less than he was, right? A lot less than he was. So, for sure, he has been striking out, but he's a lot better than he was. No question. So, I got you. He's young still. 21 years old, man. 21 years old. Is that how old Muncy is? Let me see how old Muncy is. 21. No, sorry, 22. With Geloff not a sure thing, I actually wouldn't mind holding on to Urias. He's a nice fit, right-handed bat who can hit 250, 20 bombs. I think Gravity. I think it's either I want to give Brett Harris a shot. And you know who also is the second baseman who I think is going to be the second baseman of the future? I think it's Joshua Kuroda-Grauer, who's playing in high A Lansing. He was last year's third-round pick out of Rutgers. Guy's amazing. He's at shortstop right now. Smooth glove. Great approach at the plate. Fast, can steal bases. I think that's going to end up being our future if one of those others don't work out. He's real good. He has a couple of years left, but I think he'll be ready in 27 probably. The bad news, Bears are not laughing at our outfield efforts anymore. Right? Dane Myers took a Hey, man. Hey, listen, I think he muted my mic as well last night. I don't know what was going on last night, man. We were all off. Hey, we're going to criticize the A's effort. Sometimes we got to criticize our own effort last night. We were bad. If last night was a game, we're getting blown out like 12-1, 12-0, giving up just seeds. We were all bad last night. Seems like Kurtz, Wilson, and Rooker going off, it seems. Butler is kicking it up to get some attention back. A very good thing. Yeah. Big thing with Butler. And this was the deal last year. When everything is going great for Butler, he's awesome. Smiles across the board. He gets on a real tear. He's great. When we get the slightest bit of adversity, hits the tank. And that just comes with maturity. I think he'll be fine. We're seeing how explosive he can be. I want to see Kurtz in the home run. Me too, Nick. Me too. I'm with you. I was hoping he would be one of the originals announced. I mean, everybody else is telling. Why did they even ask Ohtani? Ohtani's not going to say yes. Everyone else tells MLB, all the stars, to go kick rocks. Get like a fun rookie, and they're like Kurtz, who hits absolute freaking P-rods. I'm with you, man. Hey, they asked Ohtani. Ohtani even like, hey, man, he was cool. No thanks. I don't know how many people turned down MLB for the home run derby. So, yeah, I would love to see Kurtz in there too. I still think our lineup is too left-handed heavy. What's our record versus left-handed pitchers? I don't know. Let me get that info for you, Gravity. Good question. I don't know what our record is against left-hand pitchers. I will tell you this, Gravity. It's below 500. I don't know the exact record, but I'll get that. That's a good question. I'm curious to find out what that is as well. Well, look at our lineup right now. All right, so check it out. It's too left-handed heavy. All right, so we got Butler, Wilson, Rooker, Sodi, Langoliers, Kurtz, Muncy. It's not that left-handed heavy. If you think about it. Denzel. Who have I missed? Third base, second. Geloff's right? No, not really. It's not too overly left-handed heavy. Off the bench, we got you got Urshela, you got Colby Thomas, you got Austin Wins. No, it's not. Stop, Grav. It's not overly. Everyone's been saying that. It's not. It's not overly left-handed heavy. I think our better hitters are left-handed, but that goes for most teams, though. Do we have any switch hitters? No, we do not. Not one switch hitter. Is that amazing? I'm just actually thinking of that. I'm surprised. You just said that, and we don't have one switch hitter. That's nutty, man. No, we don't have any. We don't have one switch hitter. Who's a switch hitter down in are any of our left-handed hitters to 200 plus? Soderstrom, maybe? Maybe. I'm guessing. I'll get you those numbers. Those are good questions. Do we have any switch hitters in our system? Do we have anybody in Vegas who's a switch hitter? Hernandez, Lopez. Alejo Lopez is a switch hitter. Logan Davidson's a switch hitter. Midland, anybody? No, man. We barely have any switch hitters. That's trippy. That is weird, man. Yep. Logan Davison, switch hitter. Yes. Logan Davison and Alejo Lopez, excuse me. Both switch hitters in our system. Clark can bunt efficiently for hits. He can add more to his game and help his team. 1,000%, man. There's no question about it. He's only had a little over 100 at bats. Jesus, you're absolutely right. He's getting better. Look at the last several series he's played in. There's no question he's getting better. Last night, he was 1 for 4, I think, last night. Against the Giants, he was 4 for 10 with 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer. That's pretty damn good. Against the Rays, he was 1 for, rough one against the Rays, 0 for 8. Against the Yanks, he was, what was he against the Yanks? 1 for 7. Against the Tigers, only 2 at-bats against the Tigers, 0 for 2. I got that right. Against the Guardians, 1 for 2. Well, no, he was better than that. 1 for 7 against the Guardians. Against the, against the Tigers. Sorry, 3 for 7 against the Tigers, which was a good series. He's getting better, man. Denzel's getting better. I love his approach last night at the plate. He's getting better. He hit 280 in Vegas, AAA. Listen, I've been a big very critical about Denzel and his bat. And he is hitting and making progress faster than I thought. He's impressive right now. He's very, very impressive on the offensive side, hitting the ball much, much better than I thought. He's putting in the work. I love where Denzel Clark's going. And yeah, if he can get his average up to 250, 260, you got yourself a perennial all-star, no question. He has some pop too. You got to remember that double he hit off all-star Randy Rodriguez in game 3 of the series came off the bat at 113 miles per hour, 113.7. It's one of the hardest hit balls in all of baseball this year. He has some serious talent, man. He has some serious skills. I like Denzel a lot, man. He's been a lot better than I thought. In that first at bat he hit last night, going through that 3-4 hole in right field, placing it, looked a little Jacob Wilson-esque, was impressive. Logan Davidson, yep. James Wood, thank you. Home run derby, big guy, huge guy. You think the Padres are liking that Soto trade right now? A little bit? That worked out, huh? But yeah, big game tonight, guys. I've had so many of these darn games, man. So many games where you think the A's are turning the corner. I mean, for me, it starts back in, how many of these games have we had where you just think, okay, now's the time? For me, it started way back against the Dodgers, game 1, where we roll up the Dodgers. Then we lose 11 in a row. You think we're going to get right, and then we win 2 of 3 against the Orioles. I'm like, okay, here we go. We win game 3 of that series. Here we go. Get swept by the Angels. Go into KC. Sweep the Royals. Here we go. Win game 1 against the Astros. And for me, the worst loss of the season was game 2 in the Astros series. Lance McCullers gets hurt, who absolutely just dealt against us when we played him in Houston. And who do they bring up? I've talked about this 20,000 times because it hurts still that much. They bring up Jason Alexander, who we DFA'd a few weeks earlier, and the guy just deals against us. And we lose that one. That for me was still the toughest loss for me. So we've had a lot of these moments, right? The Rays, we win the first 2 games against the Rays. We lose a heartbreaker in game 3. Giants, game 1. We look similar to how we looked last night and then lose the next 2. So we've had a few of these, but we did look, for some reason, we looked looser last night. We played a lot more carefree. Am I talking myself into it? Maybe. Who's pitching, Nick? We've got Spence on the mound today. Spence and Elder. Spence is going to fight you. He's going to give you what he has, but it's just a huge, huge game. I still think we could make a run at this thing, guys. I know, maybe delusional a little bit. 11 back on the wild card. Here's the deal. When you look at our schedule, though, guys, look at our schedule. We got Atlanta. We got Toronto coming in, who's been hot. Let's see what kind of team we are against Toronto, in the All-Star break. And then the next 13 games after that will be our season. At Cleveland for 3, in Texas for 3, in Houston for 4, at Seattle home. That will be our season. And yeah, I still believe in this team. I'll see you guys. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.